Our channel name is HOA Wisdom Stories. Subscribe our channel. And tell us in the comments, which country and what time are you watching this video? Monday I bought my lake cabin to escape stress, not invite more of it. The place sat quietly at the edge of Clearwater Lake, tucked between pines tall enough to scrape the clouds. No neighbors close enough to bother me, no traffic, no city noise, just peace. That's how it used to be. Then they came frost the Clearwater Shores HOA. A group of retirees who moved into a development 3 miles down the road and decided the entire lake somehow belonged to them. They appointed themselves the local royalty, complete with matching windbreakers and clipboards. Their queen, Linda Harrow. A woman the whole county called Karen of the Lake. To be clear, my cabin wasn't in their HOA. It wasn't even near their HOA, but logic wasn't Linda's strongest quality. She believed that any property touching her lake was automatically under her command. And it all escalated the day she busted into my cabin, when I had a very important visitor inside. One she really shouldn't have messed with. I arrived Friday afternoon with plans to meet someone at 2 p.m. sharp, the State Attorney General, Mark Ellison. He'd taken an interest in a complaint I filed about the HOA's fraudulent land use claims. He decided to meet me privately at my cabin to gather evidence. I didn't tell the HOA that, obviously. But they somehow sensed something was happening. As soon as I parked, Linda marched across the pine needles like she owned the forest. Her hair sprayed into a helmet and her HOA badge pinned to her vest. She blocked my path. "You can't be here," she snapped, not even saying hello. "Cabin owners must check in with our HOA security." "You're not my HOA," I said calmly. "Our jurisdiction extends to the entire lake area." "No, it doesn't." "It does now," she insisted. "We passed a rule this morning. You can't make rules for property you don't own." Her eyes narrowed like she was loading ammunition. "We'll see about that." I didn't have time for her nonsense. I walked into my cabin, shut the door, and set out the documents the Attorney General asked for. Maps, photos, permits, audio clips. Today could change everything, but Linda wasn't done, not by a long shot. Attorney General Attorney General R. Reeves, at exactly 10 p.m., gravel crunched outside. A dark SUV stopped near my porch, and out stepped Mark Ellison. Tall, calm suit, crisp, a man who carried authority the way others carried a wallet. I greeted him at the door. "Thank you for coming, sir. Your report was concerning," he said. "If the HOA is really attempting to claim non-HOA properties, that's illegal. I wanted to see it for myself." I invited him in and began showing the evidence, but before I could finish, the doorknob rattled violently. Then, bam, the front door burst open so hard it slammed into the wall. I jumped. The Attorney General froze. And paper scattered, and there she was, Linda, breathing like she'd hiked Everest. Holding a phone like it was a FBI badge, FBI badge, flanked by 2 HOA board members who looked equally confused. "You are in violation of HOA code, Sir C," she declared triumphantly. I blinked. "You can't break into my house." "I didn't break in," she sniffed. "I entered with authority. This cabin is now under Clearwater Shores governance." "No, it's not it, she insisted, hair frizzing with anger, "and I am issuing a citation for unauthorized guests." Then she spotted the Attorney General, and her face twisted into a dissatisfied sneer. "And who," she demanded, "are you?" He slowly stood up, straightening his jacket. "I'm Mark Ellison," he said calmly. She scoffed. "And that means what exactly?" He pulled out his leather ID case and opened it. The HOA board members gasped. I didn't breathe. Linda went pale. "State Attorney General," he said. Silence. Then the panic began. Mark took a slow step toward Linda, his voice level and cold. "You forcibly entered this man's private cabin?" She stuttered. No, I was performing HOA duties. For an HOA you have no jurisdiction to enforce here." "Well, we decided to expand. You don't get to make that decision." Her lips trembled. "Was Sir hissed. "We have procedures. You violated state property laws, trespassing laws, and broke into a home of someone who filed an active legal complaint against your HOA. That alone is obstruction," one board member whispered. "Linda, you said it was legal." Linda snapped at him. "Shut up, Tom." Mark continued. "Ma'am, do you realize I could call the sheriff right now and have you removed in handcuffs?" At this point, Linda finally understood how deeply she had messed up. She swallowed hard. This was a misunderstanding. "It was criminal," he corrected. She tried again. "I can leave." "You will leave," he said. "But first you will sit down." She sat, instantly. Her 2 HOA board members sat too, like obedient students being scolded by the principal. Mark looked at me. Do you mind if I conduct the interview with them here? I nodded. Go ahead. Linda looked like she'd rather swim across the lake with an anchor tied to her ankle. For the next 20 minutes, the Attorney General questioned the three of them while I documented everything. Linda's confidence eroded line by line as she contradicted herself, panicked, tried to invent rules, and blamed everyone else. At one point she even said, we technically govern the lake because, well, it's near us. Mark blinked. That is not how law works. To her horror, he examined my photographs of HOA members posting warning signs at the public boat ramp miles outside their jurisdiction. He saw how they tried to fine my cousin for loud fish behavior. He saw the fake notices they mailed to cabin owners. And worst, he saw a video of Linda telling a homeowner, Ike, you're under our HOA whether you like it or not. Her head dropped into her hands. The Attorney General closed the folder. This, he said, is a textbook case of overreach, intimidation, and abuse of authority. Linda looked like she might faint. Then he made his final decision. Mark Ellison stood, his presence filling the small cabin. Effective immediately, he said, Clearwater Shores HOA is placed under state investigation. Tom whispered. Oh no. Linda's mouth hung open. What does that mean? It means, he said, your board activities are suspended until further notice. Your finances and communications will be audited. Your HOA rulebook will be examined line by line. And you, personally, will face charges for unlawful entry and attempted enforcement outside your jurisdiction. Linda shot up. You can't do that, he raised an eyebrow. Do you want to keep talking? I can add resisting investigation. She sat faster than gravity allowed. And one more thing, he added, you will apologize to this homeowner. She turned to me stiffly. I apologize. Try again, the Attorney General said. I'm very sorry, she mumbled. Count better, he said. She looked like she'd swallowed a cactus. The Attorney General left after giving me instructions on how to submit additional records. As his SUV disappeared down the road, the HOA members sat frozen on my porch steps. No more clipboards. No more clipboards. No more barking orders, just silence. Finally, Linda stood. This isn't over, she muttered. Yes, I said. It really is. She stormed off, defeated, humiliated, and suddenly aware that the world didn't revolve around her HOA. Within weeks, the HOA's bank accounts were frozen pending audit. Several board members resigned. Homeowners celebrated the investigation. The county removed every illegal sign the HOA put up. And Linda? She faded from the spotlight, avoiding eye contact with everyone, especially me. The lake fell quiet again. Exactly the way I wanted it. A month later, I received a letter from the Attorney General's office. Linda pleaded guilty to unlawful entry and was fined heavily. She also lost her position as HOA president. The new board sent me a letter too, an actual apology. They promised never to claim land outside their boundaries again. The peace at Clearwater Lake returned. And every time I sit on my porch, watching the water ripple under the evening sun, I can't help but smile. All it took was one very bad decision from an HOA Karen. And walking into the cabin at the exact wrong time. She wanted power. Instead, she got the state attorney general. The lake finally got justice.